Dear students, now I am going to discuss about cell cycle and its regulation. All cells are produced by cell divisions or mitosis of pre-existing cell. Hence, cell cycle is the regular sequence of growth and division that cells undergo. It is a series of events that takes place in a cell as it grows and divides. Hence, it is called life cycle of a cell, similar to life cycle of an insect. Cell cycle which revolve between two mitotic division. What you see here, it is this is mitosis, the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, cytokinesis, and you can see this is interphase, again another mitosis. So it revolves between two mitotic division. So you will able to see here the cell spends most of its time in interphase. So the time span that is for interphase is the longest. What is interphase? Interphase intervenes between two mitosis, as you know. It's a preparatory phase for mitosis, and it is characterized by intense biosynthetic activity leading to the cell growth. As it progresses, you will find the cell growth. The daughter cell formed by the mitosis grows now, and there is a lot of biosynthetic activity you will find. There is a duplication of chromosomes that occurs during interphase, duplication of centrioles, mitochondria and other cell organelles. All these make there is a enlargement of the cell, or cell grows in size in terms of its cytoplasm and also nucleoplasm. When cell grows to size, then leaves the interphase and undergoes the another mitosis and cytokinesis. The resulting cells are known as daughter cells. These are daughter cells after mitosis. Now this daughter cell each enter into the interphase and begin a new round of cell cycle. So this cell cycle and is studied, and it is divided into G1, S, G2 and M phase by Howard and Pelt in 1953. So on the basis of biosynthetic activity, the interphase is divided into G1, you will able to see G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. Now it enters into the mitotic phase. You have studied already mitosis having prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and followed with the cytokinesis, and daughter cell which enters into the interphase. So the interphase, three things happen. The cell grows to its mature size, it makes its copy of its DNA, and it prepares for the mitosis. All these events you will find, that's why it is divided into G1 phase, cells mature. Then in the S phase, DNA synthesis or DNA replication takes place. Then the G2 phase, it is preparing itself for next mitosis. So this in detail what happens in these phases, you can see the G1 phase is the period of cell growth before DNA is duplicated. So it starts soon after the cytokinesis, when the daughter cells are formed, the G1 phase. So there is a growth of cytoplasm and growth of nucleoplasm and nucleus. Then the membranes increases, and membranous structures increases in size, and you will find lot of proteins, lipids, carbohydrates and cell organelles, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, all these are synthesized during G1 phase. Then during S phase, it is for the DNA duplication. So the enzymes for the DNA duplications will be synthesized in the G1 phase. So G1 phase is the one, it is a preparatory phase for the S phase or the synthesis phase. G1 stands for the first growth phase soon after the cell division, or else it is also called first gap phase between the mitosis and the DNA replication. So it is called G1 phase. Then G1 phase, where you can see the it's a preparatory phase for the DNA replication. So what all the enzymes required for the DNA replication will synthesize it in the G1 phase. Then in the S phase, DNA duplication takes place. So this also there are the phase where you can see the chromosomal proteins, histones are synthesized, and even centrioles are duplicated, and you will find the DNA content increases from 2C into 4C. You know, the per chromatid one DNA, now after replication the chromosome will have 2 chromatids, and that means 2 DNA per chromosomes you will find. Then after S phase, you can see in the G2 phase. G2 phase is the period DNA is duplicated already, and now the cell prepares for the division. It is the preparatory phase or the second gap phase. It's a gap phase between DNA synthesis and mitosis. So in this phase, cell growth in terms of cell organelle synthesis, mitochondria and chloroplast divides. DNA content remains as 4C. Then you can see the microtubular synthesis takes place in this phase. So all these events prepare the cell for the mitosis. Next, you have studied what happens in the M phase or mitotic phase. You have studied in detail already. So again, this is how in the mitosis the parent cell, and you can see it divides and forms 2 daughter cell, and the 2 daughter cell now enters the gap 1 or G1 phase, and this is the preparation for DNA synthesis. Enzymes for replication, RNA and proteins are formed, cell grows and cellular contents are duplicated. Now the cell enters into the S phase or DNA synthesis phase. So you will find the DNA synthesis phase, you can see the DNA or chromosome duplication. After this, you can see chromosome contains now 2 chromatids, and 2 linear DNA molecules you will find on the chromosome. They held at the region of the centromere. Now centrioles also duplicate in the S phase. After this, you can see the gap 2 phase. The gap 2 phase, you can see the cell grows, and you will find the mitochondria duplication, Golgi complex grows and lysosomes duplicate, nucleolus enlarges due to accumulation of RNA. So all these are preparatory phase for the mitosis. So that's why you can see the interphase, the 90% of the cell lifespan spans in the interphase. More than 90% of the time cell will be in the interphase. Only not even 10% of the cell cycle will be in the mitosis. So another phase, you can see you have studied G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. There is a phase called the gap 0 phase or G0 phase, or else it is called resting or quiescent phase. Cell may leave the cell cycle and quit the dividing, and it remain in a G0 phase. So it is the cell, daughter cell, they may enter into the G1 phase and continue the cell cycle, or else they may go out of the cell cycle and they rest in the G0 phase or gap 0 phase. This may be temporary, or it may be a permanent phenomena. So non-dividing cells in multicellular eukaryotic organism enter into G0 from G1. These cells may remain in G0 for long periods or indefinitely, or else it may be the permanent phenomena in case of neurons, skeletal muscle cells, heart cells, and inner ear cells. So that's why once if we lose these critical cells, it may be a permanent phenomena. That's why we have to be careful to protect our heart muscles and brain cells. All these are non-dividing cells. Cells that completely differentiated may also enter into Z0. Some cells stop dividing when issues of viability of their daughter cells arises. If the daughter cells, the viability is not ensured, then cells will remain in G0. It is not going for division. Such as there may be some DNA damage, and then the process called cellular senescence occurs. Cellular senescence occurs when normal cells lose the ability to divide. Normally, after 50 cell division, the cell enter into cell senescence, or else you can see the non-dividing G0 phase. The cells can exist for long periods in G0 phase. In G0, cells cease growth with the reduced rate of RNA and protein synthesis. G0 phase is not permanent. Many cells in animals remains in G0 unless they are called on to proliferate or divide by appropriate growth factors or other extracellular signals. What is the duration of the cell cycle? You can see the different kinds of cells have varied duration of duration for cell cycle. Eukaryotic cell divides every 24 hours normally. In cell cycle, 95% is spent for interphase, whereas the mitosis and cytokinesis lasts only for an hour. The length of the cell cycle depends on type of cell or other factors. Example, RBCs are replaced at the rate of 2 to 3 million cells per second, whereas neurons never divides. So duration of different phases also varies among cell types. I have given some example here. So this is the human cell, normal cell line. They have you can see the cell cycle, it's about 20 hours. In this you will find there are about 9 hours they will be in the S phase, about 3 hours in G2 phase, 1 hour in M phase, and remaining will be in G1 phase. If it is coming to the yeast fission cells, you will find it differs. It is the cell cycle 2 hours. Whereas budding yeast cells, you can see there you won't see the G2 phase. So only G1, S and M phase. Whereas in embryonic cell, you will see here there is no G1 or G2 phase. There is no room for growth, or there is no scope for growth here. During cleavage, the embryonic cell divides, where you will find only there is a DNA replication, S phase, and followed with mitosis. So that's why the zygote remain the same size after so many cleavage or so many cleavage divisions you will find. So it is also, for example, in the liver cell divides, you can see the cell cycle, it's about a year. It's once in a year it may divides. In skin cell it is about 24 hours, and in embryonic cells it just 20 minutes the cell cycle. So the duration differs. So cell cycle regulation. Cell cycle phases are regulated by specific molecular events and factors. Until each of the events in each of the phases are completed, cell won't enter into the next stage. Thus, the entry and exit to and out of the stage or to and out of the phase is tightly controlled by varieties of factors. So, these tightly regulated transitions or phases ensures the specific events takes place in an orderly manner. The cell cycle is controlled mainly by regulatory proteins. These proteins control the cell cycle by signaling the cell to either to start or to delay the next phase of the next phase of the cycle. They ensure that the cell completes the previous phase before moving on to the next phase. The major checkpoints, what you see here, there is a checkpoint in the G1 to the S phase. You will find the checkpoint. So DNA synthesis already you can see the G1 synthesis can be started. There is necessary the enzymes are already synthesized, all these you can see this checkpoint. Then there is a checkpoint, you can see the S to the G2 phase. DNA synthesis completed correctly or not, that is the another checkpoint. Then there is a checkpoint in the middle of the mitosis, that is the checkpoint in the anaphase. So whether the chromosomes are attached to the spindle fibers properly or not, or else there is a splitting of the sister chromatids occurred properly or not. So that is a checkpoint at the anaphase stage. So you will find there are 3 mitosis checkpoints you will able to see, that is operating. One is in the G1 phase, one in the S phase, and one in the mitosis, the third checkpoint you will find. So you will find it checks the events in the every phase, whether it is completed, then it will be proceed to the next point. Otherwise there is you will find the cell cycle stops there, or it is not moving on to the next phase. So this is what you can see. So similar, there is a DNA synthesis checkpoint occurs during synthesis phase, checks whether DNA has been replicated correctly or not. Then there is the checkpoint at you will find at the mitosis, whether it has you can see it is attached to the spindle fibers properly or not. So you will find what are these the checkpoints. Eukaryotic cell cycle is controlled by regulatory network which are conserved from yeast to human. It is the same type you will find from the yeast to human. So it is so conserved. The proteins called cyclin dependent kinases CDK and the cyclins activate the genes and their proteins to perform cell division. So that's why cell division is a properly regulated phenomena or controlled phenomena. So the cyclins major regulators which operates. So these checkpoints are nothing but they are the proteins, they are called cyclin dependent kinases and cyclins. So they activate the genes, those are responsible for the progression of the cell cycle or the progression of the mitosis. Cyclin major regulator which operates in different phases of cell cycle to determine whether or not to cell to divides. There are G1 cyclin, G1 to S cyclin, S cyclin, M cyclin likewise. The cyclin dependent kinase CDK and cyclin complex going to form which triggers the passage through the different stages. If the cyclin and CDK complex, then there is a progression to the cell cycle, the progression of the cell cycle, or else it will be inhibited. So you will able to see there are mitosis promoting factor, anaphase promoting complex. So all these you can see the checkpoints you can see, and the cell cycle is regulated. So cell cycle regulation, if it is not withstanding the said checkpoints, if there is a DNA damage, that can introduce a checkpoint itself, where until the damage is repaired, cell does not enter into the M phase or mitosis. This can happen at S phase or at G2 phase, because after the replication, if the replication is not proper, it will stop at S phase or else at G2 phase. If the damage is beyond repair, the cell is signaled for apoptosis or programmed cell death. This is what happens in the normal cell. So in the abnormal cell, these checkpoints is not operating. So the cancer cell, what I mean, the unchecked mitosis leading to the tumor formation. So there are many checkpoints control the cell cycle. The checkpoints called the restriction point at the end of the G1 phase determines a cell's fate, whether it will continue in the cell cycle and divide to enter to the stage called Z0 phase, or else it has to progress into the another phase. So this will be decided. You can see that this is called the restriction points. Cells are arrested in G1 due to nutrient deprivation. If it is nutrient deprived, then it will arrest at G1 phase. And if there is a lack of sufficient growth factors, or else if it is also depends on the density of the cytoplasm or nucleoplasm, so then you can see it undergo metabolic changes and maintain in the G0 phase. So these are all how the cell cycle is regulated, you can see. So then one more, you can see if there is a damage in the DNA is detected at any checkpoint, and what happens, you can see there will be a protein called P53 is produced. It is the protein 53. This P53 is a tumor suppressor gene. It is the gene for protein 53 is a tumor suppressor gene. It stops the progression of cell cycle and starts repair mechanism for the damaged DNA. If this DNA cannot be repaired, then it ensures cell has to undergo apoptosis or cell death, and then it should not, no longer it can replicate. So that's why this P53 gene is called genome guardian of the genome it is. So it all the time it checks whether DNA is properly replicated, or if there is a damage, then it stops and try to repair it. Otherwise it it operates the apoptosis or programmed cell death. This is about cell cycle and cell cycle regulation. Thank you.